Okay, so we're now here at the sub panel for my garage. This here's my garage. This is on the outside of it. And what I'm going to do now is I have all my wires run to my crawl space above this garage. What I need to do is get at least one line down here to the sub panel to power everything. So I'm gonna come in here, and I've already loosened everything here, and I've already shut all the power off. Just gonna go ahead and verify that real quick. Okay, so we're good. The power's off. So I have two options here. One is to just punch out a hole here and then run conduit up here and then run it up to the edge of the roof here and into the crawl space that way, using conduit, like I said. The other option is, you can see here the electricians previously drilled holes in the back of the sub panel. The current holes are filled with wires. I'm not going to be able to fit any more here. But my preference is doing the same thing, is drilling one more hole, probably up here, and just running the wire up through the wall and then fishing it out the top. Should be a relatively easy job. So I'm going to drill a hole, 11/16 hole about right there, and run the 12-2 Romex cable up through there. Okay, so I've attached my shaving catcher here for when I drill my hole. It's going to be right up here, and that should hopefully prevent any kind of shavings and stuff like that getting on the other electrical equipment. Now I've pre-measured my holes here in the attic. Let me see if I can get that on camera. At the very top middle there, you can see a vent going into the crawl space. In about the center of this vent is where one of the truss frames is, and they're spaced 2 feet apart, so about here and over here. So when I drill this hole, it should come out right about in the center of those two, and I'll drill a hole in the crawl space. I'll show that later, but I should be able to just fish it in from there pretty easily, hopefully. Okay, so here's what we're looking at so far. You can see I've drilled the hole in the sheet metal. That's 11/16, and I'm basing that just on my grommet size. And I'm going to chase that hole in the wall with a 5/8 inch bit. That should be plenty of room for the Romex cable that I'm going to use. The reason I didn't go 11/16 all the way is because I couldn't find 11/16 drill bit. I've got a 5/8 inch, that's what I'm going to use. I just wanted the sheet metal to be large enough for the grommet. There it is. The hole looks a little bit dirty than it actually is. It's 5/8 inch. Hopefully I can grab the cable through that. But yeah, you can see the catcher worked pretty well, catching most of the debris. There's a little bit on the bottom here, but not too bad. Alright, so here we are back in the crawl space. I've got my tools here, 3/4 inch spade bit ready to drill, and I've marked my hole. Now, I'm just going to verify by sound if that is about right. You can see the vent right about there. And there's my mark. So I'm going to drill right about the edge of that member right there. And that should be about where my fishing pole is, I guess. I'm going to try and do that. It's a very kind of an odd angle here. Okay, I'm done drilling the hole. There it is, right there. Not to brag or anything, but my cable dropping is on point. You can see the cable's right there, basically right in front of that hole. So I just dropped the cable down by itself without the fish, just to see where it would be, because the fish kept getting stuck on these corners here if I tried to drop it downward. And upward, like I said, there's an offset in the wood because I had to drill it at an angle. So I just dropped the cable down to see where it is, and it's right there. So I'm just going to pull it out a little bit and just keep tension here, and hopefully just pull this sucker out right there. Alright, there we go. cable's coming out. So I'm going to put this grommet on here and basically just cover up that hole here, the sharp hole, so that it doesn't you know, damage the wire, and then start attaching it. The lighting kind of sucks at the moment out here, but basically all I've done so far is install this little grommet here, and the other thing I've done is replace this grounding bar with one with a few more holes in it. You can see the one that was previously installed had some ports missing here, and so I installed one. I cut it a little bit shorter, but basically this one has 3 more holes for me to install stuff in. So that's the only changes that I've made so far. Now I have my 12-2 wire pulled out, we'll say about 2 or 3 feet. Basically you want to pull it out as far as your longest wire routing, including a little bit of slack extra. So this is what I've got right here. It's pulled out to where I want it. And what I'm going to do now is strip this wire down and start connecting stuff. Basically I've stripped my insulation back to the grommet here. And what I'm going to do now is to route this wire to the respective attachments within the sub panel. My ground is going to go to my ground bar here. My neutral will go to the neutral bar here. And my hot lead will go to my new circuit breaker, which I'm going to attach right here. Alright, so there we go, fully installed. Hopefully that shows up okay on camera. This is the one we just installed. I'm going to give my wire just one quick tug to make sure it's nice and tight. Same thing with my grounding wire and my neutral. So we should be good. This isn't the prettiest wiring job I've ever seen, but that's fine. I'm not going to rewire the whole panel. So that's it.